fires burning, the ground still shakes. Echoes of war in the lives we take. One by one we rise again. Shadows fall, but we won't bend. Through fire and fear we stand as one. Bound by the oath, the battle's begun. No kings, no chains, no gods above. We fight for the ones we love. We are the storm, we are the fight, we are the fire. Born in.
Hey everybody, how you doing? We're here doing the Q&A on the tombs. Man, I should look at myself before I turn these things on. I hope we have a bunch of questions today. We've been working on a bunch of different stuff this week, but I was working on the tombs this week, and we did a bunch of streams. The tombs is basically a procedural dungeon system that we're sticking in, and it's been a lot of fun to work on. We kind of took that all the way through the game also. By the way, thank you for the donation coming right in here. One of the things I want to talk about before I get started on anything is that last night, everybody was complaining that I spammed them, is I've been trying to figure out ways to finance this project, creative ways to do it. And one of the things I realized since our channel got monetized, thank you, is I put up a bunch of videos of the streams with ads, and if you guys play that playlist, it generates revenue for us. So it's a way that basically you can contribute to the project without actually having to pay anything. So all you have to do is queue up this playlist. It runs for like over 24 hours, and it runs ads constantly. And if you do that, it's kind of the same thing as you donating here in the chat or something like that. I'm trying to find the link to it here. And we would, I thought that was a cool way that people could donate to the project without actually having to pay anything. And I'm going to put that, I believe it's, I should have had this link ready. I thought this would be easier than it was to get. Yes, here we go. Yeah, it's set up to, I'm going to pin this to the top. The playlist is set up to play ads as much as it possibly can, so I don't think somebody here is trying to game it to get it to play more ads, but I don't think you can. They're set up to play ads every minute or so if YouTube allows it. So it's cool. I mean, like I was doing the math last night, and I've realized like if everybody in the community just did that, we would have so much money to make this game that it would be ridiculous, and nobody would have to contribute anything. So I think there were some people, most people are pretty positive. There were some people complaining that I was spamming them, but there's unfortunately no way for me to upload YouTube, as far as I know, upload YouTube videos to YouTube without people getting notifications, and I won't continue to do it there. I'll just keep that one up there. But yeah, pass that around. This is just a great way for you to support the project without really having to do a lot. All you gotta do is click the link and run the videos. Okay, so let's start out Let's start out the stream with a little bit of just running through the game a little bit. I got it running up here. Hopefully it's been running for a while. Oh, it's night. I'm going to restart this. Yeah, give me a second here to restart. And here we go. This should pop in here we go. So we've been tuning up a lot of stuff. Actually, this is the first time I've seen the rock tuned up. This is interesting. To get all the textures and everything to look right. Brand new addition is the torch. I don't know if we showed this in the last stream, but the torch light, we did a stream where we worked on the torch and got the light flickering and looking really good. And you can really start to see the game come together with this lighting here. If I stick a torch up in a couple places, you know, you start to see that the game is going to look pretty cool, like a combination of the torch and the torch lighting and the ray trace lighting that we have in the game. I always like when you look up through these portals and you get through the light rays of light coming down. Let me see if I can find a place underground with some lava. We'll throw some enemies down there and some torch lighting. And there's a little secret corner that I know of here. It's funny. Like, you get to learn these maps really good. We changed the rock texture. We lowered the resolution of it a little bit in the last week. This is actually the first time I've seen it on something. I think it looks pretty good. Hey, thanks for the donation. The tombs, I would say, I don't know, maybe are like half done. Yeah, somebody asked how much done the tombs are. I've been having fun working on that. It's like, I tell this story that I used to want to make a game called CastleMiner Dungeons, and making the tombs was part of that, and now I'm starting to wonder if I should either roll that into the game that we have, or I should have concentrated and went right down to find my spot. Huh. There's like well, I guess we're gonna have to search around a little bit. There's a lava flow that I usually run into down here. Oh, got some copper. Yeah, the game, I mean, obviously, like any of these games, like if you don't have any lights around, it's dark. But if we start throwing torches into the area, you know, you'll see the environment starting to light up. They shouldn't be this hard to place. That's a bug. So you kind of see the environment lighting up, and you know, we can make a couple zombies. Start coming out of the dark. This starts giving you an idea of what the game would actually look like. Somebody's asking here about the burn-in effect is not in. Okay, somebody asked about the burn-in effect with the torch. We've noticed this ourselves, that it is not intentional, and we're trying to fix it. In fact, we were talking to we were on the Unreal forums today trying to understand why it's happening. I think these guys are stuck here. Let me make a couple more that are closer. I might have spawned them inside of a wall or something like that. Again, these guys are stand-in. But it kind of gives you an idea about how the end game will look. Let me throw another torch or two down here. No zombies. Somebody asked if the zombies spawn in the caves now. It's no. We have just a couple. I have a key here that I can spawn enemies with, and I'm just spawning random enemies down here. Yeah, a lot of people in the forums are telling me to do things that were in the original CastleMiner game, like have the marquee around the block and torches on top of things and stuff. And it's like, these are like we know about all this stuff. Everything is sort of, the game is not even half done. Oh, here's some lava. I should have saved some torches for up here. Somebody's asking here if we'll bring back the aliens. Yes, we are definitely bringing back the aliens. The other thing too is we've been working a lot on the, I don't know if we've seen this in the other streams, like the effects for just little things like breaking the blocks. So it feels pretty realistic being down here. Let's here, let's go to the surface. And what I'm going to do is I don't have the tombs in the game right now. Oops. And I have to do some changes to the project through the change. But since I'm here and I have this available to myself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a quick ad here while I reconfigure this stuff, so you guys aren't just sitting here doing nothing. And this will give me a chance to pull the stuff up and to reconfigure the game to bring the tombs back in. So I'll be back here in a couple seconds. This really helps. Doing this really helps us out. I hope everybody sticks around. I hate doing this, but it's this is a convenient way for us to make the project better without really a big inconvenience to you. So I'll be here back in a couple seconds. Hopefully this works. I've never done it before.
Still shakes, echoes of war in the lives we take. One by one we rise again. Shadows fall, but we won't bend. Through fire and fear we stand as one. Bound by the oath, the battle's begun. No kings, no chains, no gods above. We fight for the ones we love. We are the storm, we are the fight, we are the fire. Born in the dark, but reaching higher. Dark, hope ignites in shattered hearts. We hold the line, we take the pain. One more war, one more day. Through fire and fear we
Okay, I need to learn how to use this better, but we're back, right, you guys? Hey, we're back. Okay, everyone, that work out for everybody? Didn't lose anybody? Anybody here? So right here I am, well, I should have done this before this stream. I'm sitting here on top of the dungeons. And we have a procedural dungeon generator. You know, somebody's saying that the game is too dark, and I think actually I actually have a change in the game right now that I was testing that I think is I'll check that. Oh yeah, I do. Shouldn't be like this. There's actually a change that was making the inside of the caves darker. I'll go back to it after the stream. We're trying to balance out the lighting. These are supposed to be torches, not lanterns. So that and all this jiggling of the light is something that we're fixing right now. But it's cool. We're in this procedural dungeon And the lighting is crazy in here, which we'll fix. But these dungeons are pretty cool. They just they go on forever. They're procedurally generated, and they keep going. So these are going to make appearances at different parts in the game. There'll be different types of dungeons. And there'll be, monsters and treasures and things that you find inside this dungeon. And this is a part of the game that I would actually really like to explore more. I'd like to do a lot more with. And again, if we have the support of the community and the game is well received, we can do a lot of things. This is a blocked off door. This is interesting. So, you know what I could do here is I could knock some of these lights off and then put up torches. And you'll get kind of a feeling of like what these areas would actually be like. If you went into them, the lighting isn't as crazy. The lighting from the lanterns is a little crazy. Somebody's asking if there's going to be loot in the dungeons. I haven't really decided what's going to be in the dungeons yet. But I'm trying to make them cooler and look cooler. And they're super easy to get lost in because literally they go on forever. Hey, thank you for the donation. Thank you for the donation. Somebody said, this is an interesting question. They said, when in your life did you decide you wanted to make games? So this is kind of a crazy story, but I started making games when I was 5 years old. We had one of the first computers, and my dad taught me how to program, and by the time I was like 6 or 7 years old, I was already making games. So there was a bunch of like text-based adventure games I had made at that point, and I just like never really stopped. And I made my first kind of real games when I was in high school, and then when I got out of college, I started working in the professional game industry. And then I started this after doing that for about 10 years. I started doing the indie game thing, and thankfully for you guys. I got to do this full time, which is I think the best anybody can ask for, to do what they love full time. And me and the other people on the team are just super grateful that you guys have gave us the opportunity to do that. Very, 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 very grateful for that. Another donation from Black Hood. Thank you. He says the Hell Lord should shoot beams and make up speed. I haven't really, a lot of the that stuff with the enemies we haven't really discussed much yet, so we're still working on that stuff. Let me make sure I got all the questions here. Somebody said, will the game have mod support? We would plan on it. Again, we probably won't ship with mod support, but if the game is well received, we have the ability to do a lot of things, and that's something we definitely want to do. Somebody says that the amount of light should be adjustable. We're working on the amount of light, so I don't want people to judge us based on these videos. And that video I showed you is in the original world. We'll change back again. I'll go back to it. And I'll show you what it looks like with the real lighting. We were doing lighting adjustments the other day, and I didn't realize I still had it changed on my computer. Somebody's asking for butterfly knives. I think that's a cool idea. Let me see if I missed questions up in the chat here. Somebody asked if there's a play test. We usually do betas for all our, I should have these links around. We usually do links for betas for all of our games. And we have a sign up for that. It's sort of like a first come, first serve thing. There's a lot of people in the beta right now, but I would encourage you to sign up. because this is sort of the list that we get all of our, when we need people to test stuff, this is the list that we go on. So I'm going to pin this here in the chat. Somebody's asking if we've ever considered craftable armor. Yeah, absolutely. I would love a crafting system for armor and other things. But again, we probably won't ship with that when the game comes out. The game that comes out will probably be like a really good looking version of the Xbox game with some added stuff to it. Oh, let me put some zombies down here. Like in the caves, just to like give you an idea of what fighting down in the dungeons will be like. Somebody's asking here about whether the cubes are instant static meshes. I don't even really understand what that question is. John would probably be able to answer that question. The world is built like I believe that the world is built as one big mesh in chunks. Like the world isn't actually made of cubes. Somebody's asking here about gun attachments. That's definitely something that I've thought about. These are all things that if the game is successful, that, as the game is well received, we can add things to. Everybody on the team would love to continue to add things to the game, but we have to practically be able to do it. So if the game supports us, then we can support you. So you support the game supports us, we support you. It's like the circle of life. Somebody's asking about there's voice chat. Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely have proximity voice chat in the game. Vehicles. Somebody's asking about vehicles. Vehicles are definitely something that I would like to do in the game. But again, they definitely won't be in there when we ship. Black Hood, thank you for the donation. Machetes would be great weapons. I'm curious about how they would differ from the knives. Like what would they... what would they do that was significantly different from the knives? Are we going to add health bars? Yeah, I think I should say that I should actually probably turn this off. The HUD is completely stand-in right now. So nothing you're seeing there is real. Again, thank you for the donation. Are you going to add servers like Ark Survival Evolve? I don't know how the servers are going to work right now. We haven't done the networking yet. I know that they won't work like the old CastleMiner did because it isn't possible for us to do that. This is a better example here. Let me throw some torches in here. I have to fix this. So this is kind of more like what the dungeons will end up looking like. It's cool that the light shines through like that. Somebody's asking here about HUD customization. I'm wondering what you would want to do with HUD customization. Somebody's asking here about a cosmetic reward for killing the undead dragon. That's actually a really good idea. We should write that down somewhere. Let's put some skeletons in here just to... This actually would be a good screenshot. I'm trying to leave the enemies out of the screenshots because they're stand-in and I don't want people to think that these are the enemies that we're going to ship with. These are actually the old enemies. This is a good question. Somebody's asking here, based on the reception so far, how, what do I feel confident in this? The one thing I should say first of all is that I am very impressed with the fan base and how you guys have supported us so much, and really you've supported us in every way that we've asked for. And you guys did a really great job of getting the channel monetized. You've helped us out in a lot of different things. You've given us really great feedback. At the end of the day, I don't know yet, and which it comes to the next thing is that I think we'll know more when we run the Kickstarter, which we're going to probably run when we're about 80% done. I'm going to put the post to the Kickstarter here. I'm going to pin that one up instead. And when we run the Kickstarter, this will give us a really good indication of how we're going to do. And if if there's enough interest to get us through the Kickstarter, it does a couple things. It'll be really it'll make us all feel better about the time that we're putting into it. And it'll also make it so that you have... so that we have more money to work with, because right now everybody's kind of working, on volunteer time basically on the game. So there's the flexibility of how well the Kickstarter does will tell us how they. So if you guys, if you follow the Kickstarter link, sign up to be notified from it, and it shows us how many people are actually interested in the game. Somebody's asking here, will there be support for higher resolutions? Yes, absolutely. Will there be laser guns again in the game? Yes, absolutely. I have some cool plans for the laser guns, actually. Will the health bars be like the 360 or percentage? I'm not. Will the health bar be hearts or the 360? Or percentage? It'll be like the Steam version. Like, we're not going to have the hearts. Somebody's asking for a weapon inspect. I don't know what that. I don't really know what that is. Somebody's asking here if if the game is going to be coming to all the consoles. Our plan, we're using Unreal so we can go onto all the consoles. We'd like to be on the consoles. They have to let us be there. So the best way that we can end up on the consoles is you help us make the game successful on Steam, because then there's a very good argument to getting onto the consoles. Will the LMG be added? Yes. Will there be armor in the game? No, not when we ship, but later on after that. Somebody's asking about the lucky blocks. The lucky blocks I'm going to take out. I'm not crazy about the lucky blocks. Can you upgrade the weapons like the original? Yes, the crafting chain will be the same. Somebody's asking if you can see the dragons. Dragons are not in the game yet, but they will be. Somebody's asking about movement accessories like in Terraria. That's actually a really good plan. I really like that idea. I would love to do more with that. Again, probably not going to ship with that because there's only 4 of us and we're working 24 hours a day on this. And we're making a lot of progress very quickly, but it's hard to just add extra stuff. It's distracting. Somebody's asking if shields will be added. Not when we launch the game. Will there be dungeon bosses? I'd like for there to be dungeon bosses. I have a whole plan. I had a plan for a whole CastleMiner Dungeons game years ago. We got maybe 10% into it, and we never got any further. To be honest, the dungeon generator that we have here is more advanced than the one that I originally made for CastleMiner Dungeons. I could totally make a whole game about this, and there's somebody else on our team that's really enthused about making a dungeon game like this. So I'm trying to decide if this should be it'll definitely be in pieces inside the game in different places, but I would like to do more with it. I'd like to have very really cool dungeon crawling mechanics when you get into these things. So it really depends on if the game is wildly successful. We'll definitely do a lot with this. Somebody's asking about whether there's random locations such as buildings, etc. I'm trying to do more of that. You can see we have the pyramids. Why don't I do this? I'm gonna run another ad, and I'm gonna switch back to the world, and I'm gonna fix the lighting, and then we'll go back and visit this. So I need about a minute here to do this, and it's a convenient time to do this. Hate doing this to you guys. I hate ads, but this sort of thing actually really helps us a lot. And it's a convenient time to do this. I'll also try to read through your comments if I can do everything at the same time. Let me figure out where my stream is. Okay. Okay, see you in a couple seconds.
The sky is burning, the ground still shakes. Echoes of war in the lives we take. One by one we rise again. Shadows fall, but we won't bend. Through fire and fear we stand as one. Bound by the oath, the battle's begun. No kings, no chains, no gods above. We fight for the ones we love. We are the storm, we are the fight, we are the fire. Born in the dark, but reaching higher.
Okay, I'm trying to understand if exactly how this works. I'm back. Okay, looks like I'm back. Okay, we back? Back, okay. First of all, thank you for the donation. Dungeons look fun, thank you very much. Now that I have the lighting adjusted, let me go underground again and we'll do this the right way. Because it was actually kind of dark down there, I noticed that myself. I'm going to go into my secret corner. Yeah, this is the one, I think. Maybe not. I think I lost my spot. Yeah, I definitely don't. I'm underwater. It's kind of funny. There's water down here in the cave. It's interesting. I thought I knew the... Oops, I lost the stream. Oh, thank you for the donations. Thank you. Thank you. Let me catch my bearings here. Kind of see how deep the world is here. I should mark these spots. Like I have, I thought I had a spot that I knew really well where it took me. And I do this like 100 times a day, and it's weird that I can't find it right now. Is it down here? No, it's definitely on the other side of this. I have this place where I always go to. I wonder if I have it in my hot links. No. Where I always go to look at lava. And it's funny because I'm seeing a lot less lava than I normally do down here. I'm wondering if it's flying around with this torch is making it harder than it normally is. Let's go down a little bit. Let's see. It's making me wonder if I might have broke something because I'm not seeing lava in the same way I used to, and I'm seeing more water than I used to. And I was messing around with the block definitions the other day. They're just... And we went all the way down to hell, and it's... Oh, something's going on here because it's way darker than it used to be. Oh, I have my settings still set. Sorry. Let's go back to the game. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, and right away I could start seeing lava. Okay, yeah, here we go. I got my light on. So here's, oh, this is a nice place where there's a column of water and lava coming down. And we could throw some torches in here. And it kind of, here you go. This gives you a really good idea of what the game would look like. Let's throw a couple zombies in here. And yeah, this is giving you a good idea what it's looking like. You can see the torch reflecting off the water down here. It's actually a pretty cool screenshot. Take the HUD away. Somebody's asking if the falling water looks the same. This is the exact same water that's in the lagoon. You should be able to see through it with the... I'm not sure about that. This is actually the same water. And if we go inside, we get a... We're inside the water effect here. Why don't we shoot up to the... Oh, man. It's funny. I keep getting a crash there. We could shoot around the world a little bit. I don't know. I've done this in so many of the other streams here, but we have a weather system in the game. The game will probably almost never look like this. I can change this to a thunderstorm. Fly out here. I should turn this on so you can hear the environmental effects. Somebody asked what percentage of the game that is done so far, and I would say that it's like maybe 40% done. 33, 40, yeah. Having the world in and the renderer is a really big deal. But the big thing we have to do is networking, which is going to take a long time and be a very uninteresting part to watch be developed. You see these puddles have formed on the ground here. Let's change it to a blizzard. I'm going to put in some of the game audio right now. Summertime, and we're going to let the snow melt and let the sun kind of drop down to the horizon here. Somebody's asking about the weather things. It's already programmed. We just don't typically run it. The weather is specific to the biomes. So, like, you would actually probably never snow here. Turned off the weather sound. Oh no, I didn't. Let me turn the weather sounds back off. You can see the one addition to the lagoon here is the waterfalls that fall off the top of the things. This is, to me, this is a homage to the original CastleMiner. That this is kind of what this area was supposed to look like, but we didn't have the water and it didn't look like this. Like everything was just sand. There's supposed to be, I wonder if we have it in yet, there's supposed to be a different effect for dirt, but I think it's, the blocks will have different effects that for breaking based on what they are, but the dirt, yeah, no, it's this a stand-in effect right now. Yeah, this is totally temporary, but the blocks will end up having different effects based on what they are that make them feel like the things they are. Somebody's asking about the gun. The gun is stand-in. Like what we have in there right now is all stand-in. I think the problem is that I think people aren't used to seeing unfinished games, and they don't understand that most of the stuff goes into a game in like the last 20%. Like you're almost completely done with the game, and that's when you actually start putting stuff in. Here's a pyramid. This one's really close in. We're gonna see a nice little sunset here in the desert. Coming up to a desert oasis with palm trees. I just changed the palm trees and make sure, and they're totally broken. Okay. I have to make a note to fix the palm trees. Oh, that's what's going on. I probably didn't do a build. Yeah, people don't, so there's some pyramids here in the desert. People don't, I think it's hard for most people that haven't worked with games to realize that up to the point where the games are almost done, they don't look very good, and usually everything comes together like in the last couple months before the game ships, because once everything is working is when you put the stuff into the game. So what you try to do is you put in things that are temporary. Here's the moon. It's a nice little screenshot. You put in things that are temporary, and then later on you replace them with the real stuff. Need my compass back. Somebody's asking about natural disasters. I kind of like the idea of it. Yeah, we kind of like the way that the torch turned out too. The torch. Somebody said the torch looks really good. And it really does. It works good in your hand. It works good in the ground. It lights stuff up. We're gonna come here. One of the things that we have, again, like we've done this in a lot of the streams, is we have very natural biome transitions now. So this is the desert is transitioning into the mountains, and it's like a slow, gradual transition where it used to kind of just be a line. Get down in the mountains and walk around. And this would be a good place. So this is a place at the game where a blizzard would show up and it would be snowy. Whoa, I fell down. This is our ice. Put a torch here. You can see the ice is reflective. It actually looks really cool in the daytime. If I get to the Arctic, I'll show you that. Let me just fly over to the Arctic. Let's get rid of the weather here. The snow has accumulated in the meantime. Somebody's asking here if endurance will make the biomes not loop, and I'm kind of curious what you would do instead of having the biomes loop. I mean, our alternative to that would be to just stop you at some point, I guess. I never wanted to do that in the game. I wanted the game to be truly infinite. Somebody's asking if the tiers of the weapons will be skinned differently, and I 100% want to do that for this game. We haven't started doing that yet, but that is actually in my plans, is to have the weapons look dramatically different from each other. Yeah, here's the ice. It's translucent, which is really cool. Let me see if I could turn it into daytime here. Oops. The ice is reflective. It looks really cool, and it transmits light through it, the inside of it. Like we spend a bunch of time working on the ice. Somebody's asking about a blood moon. I have actually have some plans with the moon, so I don't want to spoil it yet. This is cool here. You can see the reflection of the stuff in the ice. Like the ice is reflective. So we're running to the end of the stream here, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run one more ad, and I know this sucks, but this really, really helps us, and it'll be interesting to see after the stream if this is worth doing. And then while we're doing that, I'm going to be reading through all your questions, and I'll go through and answer as many as I can when we get back. So let's do that, and I will see you in a couple seconds. Okay, I am super new to this, so I apologize if I don't know if we're back. Let me answer your questions. Okay, somebody's asked if the mineral mountain is coming back. I think you're talking about the descent area. Yes, that is definitely coming back, but the lighting is screwed up in it right now, so I don't want to go out there. Somebody's asking how much new content we're adding into the remaster. Everything will be redone, and there will be some new content, but it'll be a very similar game to the one that you played. Will there be a bloodstone axe and shovel? I never saw a reason for that in the original game. So I don't know if I would add them back in. Okay, we're all back. Great. Will we have the same death animation? No, we won't have any of the same animations at all. There isn't any way for us to bring animations from the old game to the new one. Somebody asked us, do you plan on expanding the game post-launch? We do if people are buying it. If we're able to do that, we will keep expanding it if it's received well. So the way that the success that we get on Steam and the Xbox is really going to determine that. Will the demons get a new model? Yes, absolutely. Will the pyramids be explorable? Yes, I think the pyramids and the tombs will be sort of tied together. Somebody's asking about a bug in UE. I think we don't have any. Not that we don't have any bugs right now, but I don't think what you saw in the stream is what you think it is. Will there be blood and gore? I don't know. Probably not. But maybe, I don't know. A wider field of view. Somebody keeps asking about a wider field of view. We will probably put a field of view slider in the game. Like I don't anything. Workshop and modding support, not out of the gate. We won't have that when we launch, but that's something we could do later on if the game is well received. Somebody's asking for different models for higher tier weapons. That's an interesting idea. One of the things that we want to do is replace the different versions of the weapons, or at least have them skinned with materials. Will jetpacks be added? Not out of the gate. Jetpacks. Will there be swimming? Yeah, there'll probably have to be. That's a good question. I don't want to say anything, but we'll have to deal with the swimming. Somebody's asking what I think about murder miners. I'm not aware of what the murder miner guys are doing. Will there be any more updates to the old CastleMiner Z? No. We do not currently have plans to keep. It's very, very difficult for us to modify that project at all. And kind of the reason we're doing this is so that we have a new start for something that we can modify easily. So I'm hoping that people will play the new CastleMiner. Somebody's asking about adding a space biome. There's a bunch of things I've thought about like that, but we're just trying to. I'm trying to get the game done. This is cool. We're seeing a cool sky colors. I'm trying to get the game done instead of adding more stuff that everybody else on the team has to support. Somebody's asking about being able to play in 14.4p. Yeah, like the old XNA system made it really hard for us to support different screen resolutions, but Unreal makes that a lot easier. Okay, I'm at the hour here, so I'm going to take a couple more questions and then I'm going to get going. If you could do anything more with the game, would it be more of an RPG or big sandbox? What I always said is I always imagine the game being like a 3D Terraria, so a game that has a big open world where progression happens through a crafting system. So I guess that was always the vision that I had for the game versus just like a building game. Do I ever still play the original CastleMiner Z game for fun? I don't really have time to play any games right now because I'm making a game and that takes up most of my time. Do I know what the minimum requirements to play will be? No, I don't know that at this time, but our game right now is set up to use RTX, so we're kind of looking at more of how to use new technology versus how to scale it back. But Unreal Engine has a way of scaling things back to what they need to be. Will I have another stream tonight? Not a stream like this, probably not. I usually do the raw dev streams where I actually build things. Basically, you're just watching me work at that point, and I try to do those whenever I have something cool that is fun to work on. So if I'm just refactoring code, I don't typically have the streams. But if they're, if it's something neat, I'll just flip it on and start streaming it. Will you be playing the remake with people on multiplayer? This is a funny question because we always, when the game launches, we'd always jump in and play them, definitely in the beginning with people. So yeah, you'll definitely see me on in the very beginning when the game launches. Somebody's asking why a remaster and not a bigger sequel. We spent a long time trying to decide what the right thing to do was here, and we didn't want to make something that people weren't going to like. So we wanted to make something that was something that would remind you of what you played, and if that works better, we will have more of ability to do this. The other thing is we have a very limited ability to make games. There's only a handful of us. Somebody's asking about CastleMiner Z lore. We've been talking about that on the team, and it'll be interesting. We'll see. We're not at the place where we can do that in the game, but it would be interesting to do something more. Will the Orland be back? Yes, the Orland is back. It's also, the world is much deeper, so the Orland is actually much, much bigger than it was before. Okay, so I think I'm going to head off here. I appreciate everybody dropping by for the streams. I appreciate everybody sticking around through the ads. But again, this helps us out a lot. I'm going to put the link just because this has the potential to really change things for us. I'm going to put the link to that playlist, if I could find it, one more time in the chat. And if you guys just kick that playlist off, it ends up making a big deal to us. So it's something that you can do to help us out. Oops. I'm getting my own ads. Okay. And let me see if I can find that for you. I'm gonna kick out to the title screen as I find the. Oh, here it is. I should be more organized. And I'm going to pin this to the top. And thank you very much for showing up. And I'll be looking to doing more streams with you. And thank you so much for the support. I mean, you guys have made this possible so far. It's really encouraging for everybody on the team. Everybody's happy to be working on this. It's been really fun. So I appreciate this, and we hope we can do more cool stuff for you. Thank you.
Burning, the ground still shakes. Echoes of war in the lives we take. One by one we rise again. Shadows fall, but we won't bend. Through fire and fear we stand as one. Bound by the oath, the battle's begun. No kings, no chains, no gods above. We fight for the ones we love. We are the storm, we are the fight, we are the fire. Born in the dark, but reaching higher. Dark, hope ignites in shattered hearts. We hold the line, we take the pain. One more war, one more day.